There's a dangerous trap millions of people fall into. They look rich on the outside but are broke on the inside. Designer clothes, luxury cars, expensive vacations, latest tech, all the markers of wealth, but zero savings, zero investments, and crushing debt. They're playing a game called looking successful while quietly drowning financially. This trap is everywhere, and social media has made it worse. People are spending money they don't have to impress people they don't like, all while sabotaging their financial future. I'm Kyle, and today I'm exposing the psychology behind this trap, why it's so seductive, how it keeps you broke forever, and exactly how to escape it. If you've ever felt pressure to keep up appearances, bought something to feel successful, or wondered why you look good but your bank account doesn't, this video will change your life. The difference between looking rich and being rich is the difference between poverty and freedom. Let's break it down. The trap starts with confusing status symbols with actual wealth. Society teaches you that wealth looks a certain way. Nice car, designer brands, big house, expensive dinners, luxury travel. But here's the truth. Most people who look rich are broke, and most people who are actually rich look average. Real wealth is invisible. It's money invested, assets owned, passive income flowing, and options available. But status symbols are visible, which is why people chase them. The problem is that status symbols are liabilities, not assets. A $60,000 car loses value the second you drive it off the lot. A $2,000 watch doesn't generate income. A $500 dinner disappears. These things cost money but don't make money. Real wealth is built by owning things that appreciate or generate cash flow. Stocks, businesses, real estate. The trap is thinking that looking wealthy is the same as being wealthy. It's not. One is performance, the other is reality. The psychology behind the trap is social validation. Humans are wired to seek approval and status within their social groups. When you wear expensive clothes or drive a luxury car, people notice, and their attention feels good. It's dopamine. But that hit is temporary, so you keep chasing it with more purchases. This creates a cycle. Buy something impressive, get validation, feel good. Then the feeling fades, so you buy again. It's addiction disguised as success. Social media amplifies this because everyone is broadcasting their highlight reel. Vacations, clothes, cars, restaurants, which makes you feel like you're falling behind if you're not doing the same. But what you don't see is the debt, the empty savings accounts, the financial anxiety. You're comparing your reality to someone else's performance. And then you perform too, trapping yourself deeper. The irony is that the validation you're seeking comes from people who are also broke and pretending. The cost of looking rich is catastrophic over time. Let's say you spend an extra $1,000 per month on status purchases, designer clothes, car payments, dining out, luxury items. That's $12,000 per year. If you invested that $12,000 annually at 8% for 20 years, you'd have $549,000. If you did it for 30 years, you'd have $1.36 million. But instead, you have zero. Worse, if you finance those purchases with credit cards or loans, you're paying interest, which means you're going backwards. A $60,000 car financed at 6% over 5 years cost you $70,000 total, $10,000 lost to interest. That same $70,000 invested at 8% over 30 years becomes $700,000. Every dollar spent on looking rich is a dollar that can't compound into actual wealth. The trap isn't just what you spend, it's the opportunity cost of what you didn't invest. You're trading decades of financial freedom for years of looking successful. The trap is especially dangerous because it normalizes living beyond your means. When everyone around you is spending on status, it feels normal, even smart. You rationalize it. I work hard, I deserve this. You only live once. I need to look professional for my career. But these are justifications for self-sabotage. Living beyond your means you're spending more than you earn, which requires debt. Credit cards, car loans, personal loans. Debt feels like freedom because it gives you buying power today, but it's a trap that locks you into financial stress for years. The average American has over $6,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest, which means they're paying $1,200 per year just in interest, money that disappears forever. The trap convinces you that debt is normal, but it's not. Debt is a tool wealthy people use strategically to buy assets. Using debt to buy liabilities is financial suicide. Another layer of the trap is the hedonic treadmill, the endless pursuit of the next upgrade. You buy the nice car, feel good for a week, then it becomes normal and you want a nicer car. You upgrade your apartment, feel good briefly, then want a bigger one. You buy designer clothes, then want the next season's collection. There's no finish line because the feeling of enough never arrives. This is by design. Consumer culture profits from your dissatisfaction. Companies spend billions convincing you that happiness is one purchase away, but it never is. The treadmill keeps you running forever, spending more, earning more to spend more, but never building wealth. Real wealth comes from getting off the treadmill, deciding what enough looks like, and stopping there. The people who escape the trap realize that more stuff doesn't make you happier, but financial security does.
The difference between looking rich and being rich comes down to assets versus liabilities. Rich-looking people own liabilities, things that lose value and cost money to maintain. Cars depreciate, clothes wear out, gadgets become obsolete. These things drain wealth. Actually rich people own assets, things that appreciate or generate income. Stocks grow. Real estate appreciates and pays rent. Businesses generate profit. The wealthy focus on acquiring assets and minimizing liabilities. They drive a 10-year-old Toyota because it's reliable and cheap, and they invest the difference. They wear normal clothes because nobody wealthy cares. They live modestly because they're building empires behind the scenes. The trap makes you do the opposite. Maximize liabilities, minimize assets. You look successful, but you're financially fragile. One emergency, one job loss, one market shift, and you're broke because you have no foundation. Real wealth is boring, invisible, and incredibly powerful.
Social media has turned the trap into a global competition. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everyone is performing wealth. Rented mansions, leased cars, borrowed designer goods, all staged to look permanent. Influencers are paid to sell you the lifestyle, and you're buying it with money you don't have. The reality is that most of what you see online is fake or financed. The person flexing a luxury car might be drowning in debt. The influencer in designer clothes might be broke between sponsorships. But you don't see that part. You see the illusion and feel pressured to match it. This creates a culture where looking rich is more important than being rich, and financial literacy is replaced by financial performance. The escape is simple. Stop consuming social media as reality. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Follow people teaching wealth building, not wealth faking. Your financial future depends on rejecting the comparison game. Here's how you escape the trap. First, audit your spending ruthlessly. List every purchase from the last month and ask, did this bring lasting value or temporary status? Be honest. If it's status, cut it. Second, shift your identity from looking successful to being successful. Success isn't what you wear. It's your net worth, your options, your freedom. Third, set a specific financial goal. $10,000 saved, $50,000 invested, $100,000 net worth, and make that your new status symbol. Track it obsessively. Celebrate progress, not possessions. Fourth, remove temptation. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. Avoid malls. Limit social media. The less exposure to consumption triggers, the easier it is to save. Fifth, automate savings so money leaves your account before you can spend it. Sixth, find a community of people focused on wealth building, not wealth faking. Your environment shapes your behavior. Choose it wisely. The mindset shift is everything. Stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, does this move me closer to financial freedom? Every purchase is a choice between looking rich today or being rich tomorrow. A $500 pair of shoes is $500 that won't compound into $5,000 over 20 years.
A financed $50,000 car is $50,000 that won't become $500,000 over 30 years. These aren't small decisions. They're the difference between wealth and poverty. The trap wants you to think short-term. I want this now. Wealth building requires thinking long-term. What will this cost me in 10 years? Once you internalize that every dollar spent on status is a dollar stolen from your future self, the trap loses power. You stop caring what strangers think. You stop needing validation from possessions. You realize that real confidence comes from knowing you're building something that lasts, not from performing success for an audience that doesn't care. The people who escape the trap and build real wealth share one trait. They're willing to look average while being extraordinary. They drive used cars, wear normal clothes, live in modest homes, and nobody would guess they're millionaires. But their bank accounts, investment portfolios, and passive income tell the real story. They've traded the temporary high of status for the permanent security of wealth. They sleep well at night because they have no debt, strong savings, and investments compounding. They have options. They can quit bad jobs, start businesses, retire early, or help their families because they're not trapped by payments and obligations. This is the prize on the other side of the trap: freedom. The trap offers validation. Wealth offers liberation. One fades instantly. The other lasts forever. Choose wisely. At the core, the trap of looking rich while staying broke is a choice. Every day, you're choosing between appearance and reality, between short-term validation and long-term freedom. Most people choose appearance because it's easier and feels better immediately. But that choice compounds into a lifetime of financial stress. The alternative, choosing reality, building wealth quietly, and ignoring the performance, compounds into a lifetime of freedom. Start today. Cut one status expense this week. Cancel one subscription. Skip one luxury purchase. Invest that money instead. Track your net worth monthly and make it your only status symbol. Unfollow accounts that make you feel broke. Surround yourself with people who value wealth over appearance. Tell me in the comments one thing you're cutting to escape the trap. The choice is yours. Look rich and stay broke, or look average and become wealthy. One path is crowded. The other is open. Let's take it.